right. Welcome to today's Pro Performance. It's November 6th. It's a beautiful day in sunny Detroit, Michigan. The fall air is crisp, and we're here today to talk to you about Rocket Pro Navigate, and specifically inside of Navigate, the lead scanner. And the goal of today is to help you all capitalize on today's refinance opportunity, leveraging a new tool that we have. And we get it. AI, it's a new thing. It's a little scary for some folks. So we really want to walk you through how you can leverage this tool to maximize results inside of your business. Our goal is to help you grow. And today, we're going to show you some fun ways and easy ways to do that without having to buy another lead if you didn't want to, how you can grow your business using this fantastic tool. And I'm not alone today to go over this. And we actually were, when we were preparing this Pro Performance, you know, we thought about, hey, who in the market, who of our partners is actually leveraging this tool to its full capacity? Because as you may or may not know, about 30 days or so ago at RPX, we rolled out this tool called Rocket Pro Navigate. And we looked at all of our partners that were out there, and we looked at who's actually leveraging this to its full capacity. And we found one clear standout, and their company is Clear2. Clear standout, Clear2 Mortgage. And so we have Lucas Barbot with us today. He's the Vice President of Sales of Clear2, and himself and the company as a whole have been leveraging this tool. They're what we call a power user, so to speak, when it comes to this. And just some things that stand out about Lucas. So Lucas joined Clear2 about 2 years ago, a little bit over 2 years ago. He joined Clear2. Since he's been there, he's overseen over $1 billion in fundings for the company. His company has seen over 1,000% growth at Clear2 since he joined. He's helped grow their team members to about 40 people, 40 loan officers that are producing at Clear2. And real talk, they're one of our top partners. And so they're one of our top partners. They're leveraging AI. And in all my conversations with Lucas, I can tell you that he's the kind of guy that's always focused on new things that are out there and growth, and how does he take those new things that are out there and help grow the business. And so there was no better guest that we could find than Lucas on the show today to kind of talk through how he and how his team is leveraging this fantastic tool. And so we have some outcomes for today that we really want to achieve. And number one is to help you recognize key drivers of the current refinance market. Number two is how to use Rocket Pro Navigate and the lead scanner application to surface the highest potential refi candidates. Number three is to develop data-driven, actionable outreach tailored to your local market. And number four, how to apply our workflow tools to prioritize, strategize, and communicate with your clients. But first, let's talk about today's market. And as you guys should all be well aware of, the Fed keeps dropping rates, and the anticipation is that rates will continue to drop, hopefully in December, and then again a couple times next year, but we'll see. And what we've also seen, so this black line on the chart that you see here is basically the Fed funds rate over the last couple of years, since 2023. The red line that you see is basically refinance activity that's happening in the market, not necessarily just with Rocket Pro, but in the market as a whole. And I can tell you that there's some brokers that we look at that are really maximizing this opportunity that exists in the market as rates are dropping. They're taking full advantage and finding opportunities to refinance, whether it be past clients or new clients, into better interest rates. And real talk, there's some brokers out there that haven't really taken advantage of this opportunity, and they haven't seen an uptick in refinance transactions or any refinance transactions at all. So our goal of today is to show you how to maximize your opportunity that's available today with the market conditions that are given to us. And so we rolled out this fantastic tool at RPX about 30 days ago. I have a short video that we're about to play in just a moment that will kind of walk through how this video or how this tool works. But again, after the video, we'll talk with Lucas for a little bit, and he's really going to show how he is leveraging this tool to its full capacity to make the most of the opportunity that exists. So let me play this video for you right now so you can see how this tool works. right, so that was a short 1 minute video, Lucas. And look, the reality is that you guys have been using this a lot more than what that video can show. That was just a minute of time, and obviously you guys have been really leveraging this tool. So first and foremost, I want to thank you for being here, and I want to thank you for opening up, your Navigate for everybody to show people how it's going. So, but before we get into Navigate, why don't you tell the group about like how you embrace, how you like what your mindset is around new tools, new things that are out there, and how you've really been embracing those.
Absolutely. So first off, I want to say thank you. Thank you for having me on here, Paul. Thank you to the group in the background putting this together. And thank you to those that are watching it, taking the time out of your day. I know our business doesn't consist of a lot of dead time. And if it does, then this is probably the perfect tool for you to use. For us, that was a good question. How do I embrace like the new things in the market and what's going on and these new tools that are out there? For us, it's head on, right? Like at the end of the day, the only way that we will find success is by trying new things. I'm a firm believer in change is what drives success, right? Once you kind of get stuck in that comfort zone, we all know what happens. It's the death of more success, right? That's kind of where you become complacent. So with AI, I've said this before, and I had the pleasure of being able to speak at RPX. It's never going to replace people. It's just going to enhance the way we do business as long as you use it the right way, right? So like with Lead Scanner, with Navigate, it's allowed us to save so much time and energy and focus those things in the right places. It's not like we're working 20 hours a week instead of 40 or 50, right? But we're able to just do things a lot more efficiently. So we're embracing all these changes and all these updates and all these new things, just again, head on and trying to go into it as hard as we can and take full advantage.
I love that. And like I said earlier, you guys have been power users with this thing. And so we were hoping that maybe you could share some ways and some use cases that you've had with this. And obviously this tool will continue to grow over time. But maybe you could walk like everybody that's watching at home and basically how you're leveraging this tool to its full capacity today.
Absolutely. So I'm going to share my screen here. And today I actually just took a little bit of time to put some of these together. Obviously, I removed, sensitive information, things like that. But this is real live data that we use. I'm going to go over 3 different ways that we use it as a company. So the first way that we use it, and I believe one of the biggest impacts it can make on your business today, no matter whether you're an individual LO or you have a team of 10 or 20 or 30 or 100 LOs, is the past clients. So, staying in front of the clients that you've already worked so hard for, and again, if you were at RPX, you heard me say it, is so important, right? Like we're in a weird time where in the last 2 years, people have bought houses that legitimately were over what they wanted to spend, and they did it on the whim that one day they're going to refinance and lower their mortgage payment. Well, now's the time, believe it or not, right? Just because rates aren't 3% doesn't mean that there's hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a month on the table for clients to save money. So I put this together here. This here, I'm going to go up, and I got a little specific into it, but you can see here, I have it labeled January 2025 lead scanner upload. So I went through in January 2025, I was a team leader. I had a team of loan officers under me. I was working with these gentlemen every single day. We're on the phones. We're a lead buy shop, so we're doing a lot of stuff on the phones. We're working with a lot of clients. We're doing as much as we possibly can to earn as much business. So when we close that loan, we really are hoping that we have a client for life. That way we can mitigate as much time as we can being spent, looking for new clients. So I actually went and I took this, I uploaded all the loans that my team had closed in January of 2025. And just a simple message, right? Can you please identify the best opportunities for me to call through for potential refinance? These are loans that my team has closed in January 2025 when the market was a bit higher than now. Please list out which I should prioritize based on the most amount of savings. So I'm hoping to reach out to clients that have the most amount of savings on the table right away, get those clients taken care of, and then hopefully with some time left over, I can contact everybody that we've worked with. But I've just kind of thrown that in there, and within seconds you'll see that it kind of spit out more than I could ever think about writing in just a short period of time. And it actually gives us the priority. So based on loan number, these loan numbers, our system loan numbers, right? but it shows you kind of the product, that the client has. So this is a client that we originated a loan for at 8.5%, $145,000 loan amount. At the time was a non-QM loan. It's telling us we should seriously consider reaching out to this client and see if they're ready for a conventional loan. And as a matter of fact, the specific client was ready for a conventional loan. They had done a bank statement loan, and they just hadn't had enough time to file those 2024 taxes. Now that those are filed and that they're in their dream home, they're able to actually save a ton of money. And this client's saving a couple $100 a month on just a $145,000 loan. And then so on and so forth, right? If you kind of take a look at these examples here, these are all real live examples. And the list that I upload is very, very simple, right? Very simple. I can actually share that with the group after this. But if we take a look here, it's telling us, the priority, the reason for the priority and all of that good stuff. And it actually stopped at 12. So I just took it a step further because this will do anything you ask it to. Sometimes you just, got to ask it specifically what you want, right? And being that you could just type it out in one line, afterwards I said, can you give me a list of all 54 clients that were included in order like you did, but all the way down. So I wanted them in order of 1 to 54 or 55, and it did just that. Right. It did just that based on the highest interest rates in the most area of opportunity. As you can see here, it's actually telling us these are immediate, these are high priority. These ones over here are medium priority. And as we go down, the priority level changes. Now, I wanted to get a little even more specific because as you can see, we have quite the array of business, good amount of VA opportunity for us, conventional FHA. And I said, you know what? Specifically today, I'd like to work with all my veteran clients. I see that Rocket just has this amazing pricing today on VA loans, and I want to make sure I take advantage of it. So I go in there and I just asked it to pull the VA IRRRL opportunities because calling through 55 seemed like a lot of work. And from there, it actually listed out the VA IRRRL opportunities that I have from high to low, from high to low. And it's telling me whether they're high priority, low priority, or no action needed. This client has a 475, they may be in a good position. And from there, again, it allows you to export this how you'd like. So I actually created it in an Excel sheet. And I'm happy to kind of pull that up here and show the group what I mean by put it in an Excel spreadsheet. But we take a look here. This is a lot easier to share with my team, and I'm able to just copy and paste and kind of add into here, and I'm able to disperse how I'd like to, right? But nevertheless, this is a beautiful, beautiful tool. When it comes to past clients and retention, this has done so much for us. Aside from just like, the obvious of, hey, you're going to re-originate some clients and help them save some money on a mortgage that you help them with. On top of that, you'll be surprised how many of these clients have a referral for you or have a review that they didn't get to leave you, and you end up getting additional business, organic business that you really otherwise would have never had if you weren't getting in front of your past clients. And I know prioritizing these might be tough, right? There's that client that maybe you closed 3 years ago that has a great rate, and you're like, well, when do I call them? Maybe it's after these clients, maybe it's not, but with your notes, you can actually upload these into the lead scanner and it'll help you out and figure all that out. But this is one of the biggest pieces for our business right now.
That's great. And I mean, think about a year, like not even a year ago, and you said January these loans closed. There was this saying out there around that time, marry the house, date the rate. You remember, you probably said that.
We said it a few times. We were at 90% refi or
We didn't
purchase in
see rates
24.
go down during that, like since then. And now we're starting to see it go down. So think about the power, like you said, of following up with these people now, a few months later. Maybe you've been keeping in touch with them between now and then. Maybe you haven't. But now that you are, and you have an opportunity to help them save some money, what a great phone call to make. And like you said, ask for referrals too, because it's one thing to throw a catchy line out there like marry the house, date the rate, but to really show that like, hey, now it's time to actually lower that rate. I know you're a little bit overextended at that time. Now we can help save you some money. And the good news is you probably heard that rates might go down even more in the future. We'll still be there. We'll still be keeping track of this for you, just like today.
And Paul, what's nice, if I can, I'd love to run a live example real quick of how this tool actually helps us come up with these things, because sometimes we do this and we get stuck, right?
I love it.
But I'm going to show you just kind of a quick rundown of a way that I might have my team use it. But if we just kind of type something in here like, hi, I am looking for a good introduction to use on a phone call with one of these potential VA Earl clients. What is a good, strong introduction to use? We send that in and let's just see how fast and easy this is. Like, I mean, this would take me triple the time to type or quadruple, but let alone think about, right?
Think about the coaching
Um,
aspect of this and how it can just coach your people while they're using it. Because inside of their inside of everything that they do, like boom, here we are. It gives them scripting, how to approach things. It's a beautiful situation.
Right. And, these are real live things that, we would use in our business, right? Like these are scripts that we know for certain have come from some of the best out there. When I say some of the best out there, I mean, Rocket, right? This is built by TPO, who has some of the strongest training materials out there. And this is a huge piece for people to leverage. I think if you're not using this right now, this is something that needs to be implemented in your business like yesterday. And anybody can do it, right? As long as you have your past closed clients, you can upload these. Right. We've been doing this for over a month now, and I actually have my team members going in there on their own at this point. It's not just myself, it's not just management doing this for the team, but my loan officers are so excited about these tools. They're using them on their own, looking for opportunity. And that kind of takes me to my next point, which is where we're using it, if I can get into it, is credit reporting priority.
All right, we're back. And hey, Lucas, sometimes there's technical difficulties. Sometimes the camera's overheating. The good news is your camera actually tells you that the internal temp was too hot. So
I think our conversation's a little too hot for the camera, so it started frizzling out. But it's all good. It's all good. I'm excited to get into the rest of this. I think we were gonna go into my next use case.
yeah, I mean, you're using this a lot of different ways. Obviously, one way is to look at your past book of business and how you could help people save some money. But you probably have some other ways you're using it. So please, the floor is yours. Let us know how you're using this thing.
Absolutely. So, again, I think I mentioned it earlier, but we do work with a ton of clients, right? We have a lot of leads that come through. We do purchase, we do refinance, the home equity loans, the non-QM, FHA, VA, conventional, the whole nine, right? We're a true broker. Now, the matter of the fact is, it's hard to stay in front of all of these clients sometimes. And we get a little lost, right? In the last 14 days, I have some folks who have pulled 20 credit reports, 25, 10, right? Everyone's a little different, but when doing that, it can get overwhelming sometimes, and we want to make sure we don't miss any opportunities. We've all heard of the one or two loans that you forget to reach out to. So I actually am able to, through some of the tech that we use some CRMs and LOSs on our end that allow us to track this stuff and very, very easily just download a report. Right. So I downloaded a report for an individual, last 2 weeks of credit reports, and just how they should analyze them. Because when you're looking at 20 or 25 clients, I don't know if you've been there before. If you haven't, I know you have, Paul. I know you've had a lot of team members who have too. It can be overwhelming, right? We can get lost. So very simply, I uploaded that list and said, can you please assist me with organizing the credit reports that I pulled over the last 14 days. I pulled these credits from leads provided by my company, and I need help organizing them from highest to lowest priority. I was able to download these from the CRM with some notes, right? So we have some notes in here. All of this is just easily downloadable. We uploaded it, and it gave us a list of 1 through 22 credits that we had, what's going on with them, and how we should reach out to them. Now, I wanted to really understand, because my goal with this is, how do I originate a loan today, right? I get that these are hot, but like, I know that this DSCR client is just shopping right now and he's hot. I know he's going to be a little bit of work, but I want to originate a loan today. So I just got a little more specific, and it started actually breaking things down for me a little bit further, right? It's telling me that I should reach out to this gentleman named John because his goal is to save money monthly. His current rate's a 7%, which is quite high for the market, considering he has an FHA loan right now. right? So considering that's the case, there's a lot of opportunity. And when I saw that, I said, you know what, can you just give me a list of the 8 best opportunities to originate a loan today? Because I believe that's the time that I have as a loan officer. I put this together with the mindset of being a high level loan officer who's willing to use these things, especially the technology. And right away, it gives me kind of that list of folks that I'm looking for. And of course, because I have this list downloaded, I can always refer back to it. I can go to my CRM and I can see who these people are and go from there. But on top of that, it's even giving me reasoning, which is all of the reason to be using a tool like this because it cuts out the coaching, right? If I'm a loan officer, I no longer need to wait for my company to provide my past clients to me or tell me, there's an opportunity. I can do those things because Paul, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm 99.9% sure this is built into the market right now.
Oh yeah,
Right.
it
So,
definitely pays attention to what the market's doing. So you could ask it like based off today's interest rates, who should I follow up with on this report? And it's awesome that you're using it for this because I don't know how many people have even thought of, hey, how can I help use this to help me follow up with people that I even talked to 2 weeks ago or a week ago and keep it as like a follow-up engine and analyze the credit reports that you have. So this is awesome use case. Thanks for sharing
yeah,
this one.
absolutely. And again, we just kind of see that stack rank here. I asked it to go 1 to 22 for me. It gave me all my opportunities, and I kind of get that opportunity there. In addition, I ask it to put it into an Excel form for me so it's easily copy and pastable. And just like the last one, again, I'm happy to show you just kind of what I'm working with here, but it just pulls it up for us. It makes it super easy, super neat, super clean, and I can just keep going. I can add as I'd like to add, and I can follow up as I'd like to follow up. So it makes it super nice. And again, it's great with scripting. So, to go back to it, I would like to call John, but sorry, but I am not sure where to start the conversation, right?
Yeah, that's great. I mean, you think about it like, this is great for like an individual use case, like you said. Like if you just are managing your own book of business, boom, you could do it. But if you have a team underneath you like you do, this is great to keep your team like active and following up with the right people. And then like we talked about earlier, give it some like instead of you always having to do the coaching, they could plug in, how should I approach this? And it'll give you some coaching opportunity, like a way to do it. You could even ask it like things like, what objections should I expect and how should I respond? And it will tell you that stuff too. So lots of different ways you can use it. And look at this, like maybe you walk through what it's telling you.
Right. And that's, this is a beautiful thing. So, it's telling me when I'm calling John, knowing his specific goal on our first call was to save money monthly. I should probably reference that, right? I should probably be, familiar with who I'm reaching out to. So just so you guys can kind of hear what it sounds like, my conversation is going to sound like, hey, John, this is Lucas calling from Clear 2. I was actually just recently reviewing the credit report that we had pulled up. I know your goal is to save money through the refinance every month. Let me just confirm with you. Does that sound right? That's correct, right? And I'm sure I'm going to get that yes, knowing that's what the client just told me 2 days ago, 3 days ago, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, right?
And if you didn't have those notes from before that fed into it, like how does the system know? But because
It,
you took good notes, you uploaded the information with the notes that you have around those credit reports, boom, it gives you even more ways that you can approach these clients. It's awesome.
and you know what? I'm actually going to do one better for the group here. I want to show just how I put that information in there and literally how simple it is. This is what I uploaded and asked, right? It just has my client's name, a simple goal. These goals are pre-selected in our CRM, so we're able to just, again, easily download those, the transaction type, their current rate. If it's a purchase, of course, they don't have an interest rate, and then their current or desired program and the date that we pulled the credit.
That's awesome.
Right. So this is super broad information, right? Like I don't have a ton of great notes in here. If I did, it would be just that much better. But again, this is one of those use cases for us where, you mentioned it on the team leader level. I don't have that example ready for us off the top, but oh my goodness, how much time it's saved, right? My team leaders have anywhere between 5 to 10 loan officers on their team. They're dealing with hundreds of credit reports on a weekly basis, right? And it's important for us to have our leaders talk to as many of these clients as possible because I want them to get that full white glove experience. That's really the only thing that can set, one company apart from another when it comes to client service is how good is your client service, right?
Yeah.
Who's available? Is it just the loan officer, or is everybody on the team willing to do what it takes? And for leaders, this is, I mean, even more powerful. I don't want to take that away from LOs, but even more powerful if you're doing this for 5 to 10 people at a time, for sure, even
Yeah.
two, right?
Another great use case. I mean, again, we went through past clients, marry the house, date the rate, how you can help people get in a better financial situation, the follow-up of people you recently talked to and how to approach them from an individual level and from a leader level. I mean, again, there's probably a lot of different use cases. How about maybe just one more that you can share with the group about how you're leveraging this tool today? Because I'm sure, like, if we asked you a month from now, there's probably five more that you've come up with and you found ways to do. Because again, like I mentioned before, you've always been on the cutting edge of like, how can I make things work to grow my business? So maybe just one more you could share with the group.
Yeah, this one is actually my favorite. I saved it for the best for last, I like to say, right?
Love that.
This one I believe is my favorite because this is the one place that most people are scared. And I say that pretty confidently because I've seen it in the industry with many people, many companies, many different lead sources, but people don't want to reach out to people that they necessarily couldn't help in the past. And it's crazy to me. I think a lot of it is because we don't know who we're calling and we don't know where that conversation left off. We don't know how they felt at the end of it. But when we really think about it, the biggest opportunity we have is clients who we couldn't help at one point. And if you're in the market right now and you're buying leads, you know what the cost of leads are. They're expensive. Right. And if you want to make it worth it, you have to know how to repurpose these leads, how to reuse these, how to make sure that you don't leave any clients left behind. And aside from just that, making sure you don't miss as many opportunities, because I'm going to be transparent with everybody on this call. If you've been doing mortgages for more than a day, you've probably missed an opportunity in your career, right? To help a client, to assist another family, whatever it is. We've all talked to a client that ended up doing a mortgage with someone else, or maybe, just maybe, never at all because they thought it wasn't possible. Right. So with adverse clients, this is huge. This is something that, again, we're able to do with some of the tech that we have on our end, is just pull this list very seamlessly. So this entire project, I say that with quotations, or this entire thread, with downloading the data, I want to say took me a total of 5 minutes or so. And I say that because I don't know if people think that this is a scary tool. I know you said we're using it the most. And honestly, I was surprised to hear that because I feel like we have so much opportunity to still use this thing, that people just need to understand how easy it is. So again, just super simple. I downloaded a list of adverse clients. I'll even, again, share with the group what that looks like. These are just some credit pulls from February and March. Reasons for adverse. These are just basic statuses that we have set in our system, right? So rates weren't low enough. This client had a bankruptcy in 2022, this one in 2023. This was a divorce buyout. We had to wait. These ones were clients that weren't interested. Very super easy, simple stuff. Loan number, adverse date, current rate, and the loan type. Current loan amount for some reason didn't carry over here. No big deal. But we actually uploaded that in here, and I asked the lead scanner. I said, hey, I have a list of clients who are adverse in our CRM. I believe there may be some opportunity for us to help these clients we previously could not help. Can you please scan through these and show us the best opportunities available for us to originate a loan for any of these clients, right? Of course, lead scanner introduces itself every time. It's lovely, right? But aside from that, it went through and it said, hey, there's 51 clients on this list. 18 of them are super high priority. 15 of these clients are ready for re-engagement right now, immediately. Right. So what this is telling me is that we have a ton of action and that we need to get through these past clients. And when you look through it, well, the first one's a client who had an 8.25. We knew that because we just took a quick note. We threw that in the CRM and we had to wait for October for taxes. So this client may have been self-employed and just didn't have their business returns filed, said that they were going to have them done by October. And the loan officer statused it. And now this lead is going to get reserved back to them. Right. Another example here. The client was not interested at the time. Uh, Even the lead scanners telling us this client should be interested. They're at a 7.25 right now, right? They should be interested in hearing their options. If they're not, it's worth the phone call and the voicemail that you might leave, right? And again, I can keep on going with this and keep on going with it. But I even broke it down and said, look, I want all 51 opportunities. I know there's 31 hot ones, but I want all 51 because I'm passing these out to 3 different loan officers. So, Paul, this is more so on a leadership level of how you could use this, because a lot of leaders would probably love to see their clients just work on credit pulls that they've had in the past, or maybe leads that they've spoken to that were hot, than just going and digging for fresh stuff every day, right?
Yeah. No, this is
Um,
great. I mean, we think about it like, again, you said it before. You guys are buying a lot of leads, you're a lead by shop. But like there's one thing to continue to buy leads. It's a whole nother thing when it's like you're resurfacing those leads,
yeah.
finding fresh opportunities from leads that you bought before. It's not a new lead you have to buy. It's keeping people, I hate to say busy, but it's like it's helping them find new opportunities that are out there that maybe that we missed out on before. Because you're right, we've all missed an opportunity at some point in our careers of somebody that
Mhm.
we could have helped yesterday that we can help today. And this is like again another great use case of how you guys are leveraging this tool. And it's very clear to me, just in you walking through these 3 simple ways to use this, that like you got this tool, you started playing with it, and then it started like sparking other ideas, right? And I think that's the
Mhm.
key thing that most people are like not necessarily looking at up front. Like they might look logged in one time, tried it out, like, all right, yeah, that's cool. But then it's
Yeah.
like now go back in and like ask it more questions. Heck, if you don't even know what that app can do, you can literally ask it, hey, what does this app do? And it will explain what it could do. You could ask it things like, what do you need to see on a list to yield the best results? It will tell you how to build that Excel sheet. Like I know you said you built a very simple one for these or exported them from your CRM and to upload. And it's like, well, what data points does it need? It will tell you all that stuff. And so it's very clear that you've taken this tool inside of a 30-day period of having it and have already found some amazing use cases to generate more business. And the proof is in the pudding. Like I've noticed your guys' business has increased a lot in the last
Yeah.
30 days. I think it's up 20%, if not
60,
more. 60.
actually. Yep.
That's
We're up
great.
60% this month. Over 2 months, we're up over 80% in business. So
That's
it,
incredible. And that's not
it,
just because rates went down. That's
no,
that's a combination of rates going down and be able to find the clients to
it,
to that could benefit from that.
exactly. I mean, look, looking at my screen, I asked it to put this, you were talking about Excel, right? So I download these, but then I feed it right back to the system, right? So I feed it right back to the CRM that I pulled it from. And when you look at this, I mean, again, we pulled a few hundred credit reports in over a couple of weeks, but in the last, you know, 6 months, these clients probably have had no attention, right? The date that these were adverse was months and months and months ago. And being that between February and March, we probably pulled 1,000 credit reports. Just this list right here to a lot of people is probably worth a good chunk of change. There's a lot of opportunity in here when it comes to refinance, right? So it's like, you said like you hate saying it, but keeping them busy. I'll be honest, I love this because I'm finally keeping my team busy with the right things now, right? Like aside from keeping them busy with just, hey, call your past clients, call everybody you originated in 2021 and say hello and see how their kids are. I want them to do those things, but instead of asking them to do that inside of business hours, Monday through Friday, now we're asking them to reach out to clients that are sitting at an 8% interest rate or a seven and
Yeah.
a quarter
You're literally
interest
telling
rate.
people like, hey, here's who to call, here's why you should call them, and heck, here's what to say. That's amazing. It's a beautiful
Exactly.
situation.
Exactly. So, I mean, this tool for myself, for my team, for Clear 2 Mortgage has been very, very powerful. This is just one piece of it too. There's other pieces of it. This one though, for me, is very near and dear to my heart because I spend an utterly crazy amount of time when it comes to like leads, just figuring out where can we get the best quality? How do we get our team the best converting leads? How do we waste the least amount of time, right? That's what we want to do as mortgage professionals is waste the least amount of time, spend as
Yeah.
much time as we can producing, and this is a great tool to do that.
Well, that's awesome, man. And thank you for sharing these use cases because, like I mentioned previously, we rolled this out about 30 days ago. And we had already planned 30 days or so ago after we rolled this out that like about a month later, we're going to do a pro performance just like this to really walk people through these tools and how they work, especially the lead scanner, because we knew that this one would be a big hit for people, especially the ones that have already started using it. And we honestly had no intention of bringing a partner on to share how they're using it, because we thought like maybe people won't really adopt it right away. And you guys, Clear2, you specifically, Lucas, you guys have taken this and really found some amazing use cases and how to leverage this tool to make the most of it. So thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing those best practices with people. And all I can do is hope that people, took a few things away to really help grow their business. And so thank you for being here, man. I appreciate it. And great job to you.
Awesome. I appreciate you guys. Thank you again for having me. It's a pleasure. It always is. Being on a stage with anything rocket on it is, again, a high pleasure in my book. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And folks, if you guys ever have questions about it or whatever, reach out to your AE, see if they can connect us. And I'm happy to help anyone out that wants to know a little bit more about it.
That's awesome. Thanks, Lucas.
Cool.
And
Thank you guys.
So in closing, I just want to review what did we cover today, right? We covered a few things, but obviously today's market is one where there's some tools out there that can help you grow your business, especially during an opportunity where rates are decreasing. And so leverage the market drivers and leverage these tools that we have. This lead scanner application can help you identify people that are in the money and ready to refi. And maybe it's some people like we talked about that you haven't talked to in a while, some past and even new leads that you have, and it can help you generate some business. Again, the goal is to help you grow your business based off these market changes. And so, look, couple quick things that you can do following today is you can look at your past client book of business and find those opportunities, right? Lucas shared a few different use cases, 3 to be exact, of people that you can download from your CRM or that you have maybe saved in Excel and you can upload right to this tool. You can get some data-driven scripts, right? So based off the data that you feed the lead scanner, can give you some scripting on how to approach this within seconds, not even minutes. And look, the reality is don't let today's window of opportunity with rates being where they're at, don't let it close. The reality is that if you need to act now, and if you don't, hate to say it, but there's somebody else out there that's probably going to call that client that you don't call and help them get that lower interest rate. Because again, a lot of people use that phrase of marry the house, date the rate, and people are looking to get into a new relationship with an interest rate. And hopefully it's with you because you're proactively following up with people based off of the market conditions. So again, this pro performance, again, couldn't have come at a better time. We just rolled out this tool. Interest rates are dropping, or they've already dropped enough where it makes sense for people. How do you find those opportunities and take full advantage of them? So very, very easy for you guys to do that, especially with the tools that we have available inside of your portal, inside of Navigate. The lead scanner is your friend. Get in there, leverage it, use it. And just a quick heads up, November 20th, we have another Pro Performance coming. So just 2 weeks away, and you're definitely going to want to join that one because we're launching a brand new product that everybody can take full advantage of. It's been a big product, an ask for quite some time. I can't tell you what it is just yet, but you'll know. And on November 20th, we're going to go deep into that product and how you can leverage it to its fullest capacity. So again, thank you very much for being here today. Again, Lucas, thank you. Thank you to the Clear2 team as a whole for being power users here. Again, we had no intention 30 days ago to bring a partner in to walk through how to do this, but you guys done such a great job at it. We thought, hey, who wants to hear from Rocket how they're using it? Let's hear from people that are out there that are actually leveraging this thing to its full capacity. So Lucas, thank you for today. We appreciate you. And to all of you out there for watching, thank you for your attention today. And hopefully you can find some tremendous opportunity out there in the market with the tools that we have available for you.
Awesome. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you all as well.